Hey y'all, it's your girl Sia, and I'm back with another video. Y'all, it is a bit late. I had to stay up to do some bookkeeping, get one of my new clients caught up. Thank God it wasn't that many months, but it was a ton of transactions. So I'm glad I was able to get through it and get her caught up, and so I can get paid. Okay. But anywho, um, I wanted to talk briefly about the drizzle movement because this is, I don't know, right? Um, as a woman, okay, I'm just gonna tell you flat out, like, I am not the girl that's gonna date a man that is supporting this movement, right? And what I mean by support is like a part of this movement. Maybe that's a better word. For me personally, I don't have nothing against the movement. If that's what men want to do, by all means. Unfortunately, there are women out there that are willing to foot the bill. Like they really are. Like they really are. And so in that case, I mean, to each his own. I am not advocate for women spending money on men. I mean, not in the way and in the manner that they're making it out to be. Like, I'm not paying for a date, right? Not the first date. Like I definitely ain't paying for no first date. Okay, there's just certain things that I'm not paying for, bro. Like and it's not attractive for me to think of, oh, I got a man and now he's a bill, right? Because that's essentially what these men are saying. Is that they are a liability. I don't want anyone in my life that I have to take care of. That's ridiculous outside of my child, right? And if you're not a child, I shouldn't be taking care of you. So, at least not financially. That will be the least of my struggles and my worries. So, me personally, I'm not into that, right? I don't rock with that kind of relationship. It doesn't really suit me. But for all the women that it does, because it does, believe it or not. And so to those women, kudos to them. Shout out to them. There are now men out there that are willing to um be your man because he needs a woman that's gonna make it drizzle, right? I'm assuming it's drizzle for rain, I would hope. I mean, I don't know. So, there's women out there that are willing to make it rain on these men, right? But just not me, okay? Um, so I support it in that manner. Like if you gonna get your paper, then get your paper, right? If there's a chick that's her lifestyle and that's how she chooses to move, that is her prerogative. But for me personally, y'all, that's not, I don't know. I don't find that kind of man to be attractive. And I don't know that these men are doing themselves a service by announcing online for the world to see that they are in or a part of this movement, right? It's always one thing to move in silent. It's a whole other thing when you're broadcasting that shit out loud. Because what it does is it naturally repels a certain kind of woman, right? A certain kind of caliber. And I like to think that that caliber is the majority of us, okay? Not the minority. So, you're putting yourself in a very weird spot, right? As it relates to understanding the feminine the feminine nature and understanding how the woman, I don't even want to say female, but the woman operates, right? I think there's a clear lack understanding of that. And unless I mean, I can't even say unless because I'd probably rather die, but I'm saying this. Y'all ain't getting me to pay for nobody. You did not contribute to my success or my hard earned work. Sir, I can't help you. If you did not struggle with me when I struggled, sir, I don't know what to say. Like, You ain't nobody spend no money on me when I was struggling. So what do I look like turning around and trying to help? I don't know. I don't do money on grown men in this way that I guess men are trying to make it out to be. Like, no, you're not a girl. I'm not like I don't look forward to a date where I have to spend my money. Men and women are not equal in the sense that we're totally different types of people. And so I just am not attracted to to women, and I guess I'm not attracted to womanly traits outside of myself. Like I'm not like it doesn't attract me to go on a date with a woman, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a like that's not my steez, okay? I don't even know how to really explain it because I feel like I know how to explain it, but I don't really know how to explain it, if that makes sense. I just know that that's not really my cup of tea. And any man that advertises himself as such is not my cup of tea, right? Because I'm not even really going into all that. I just feel like you should know why. You're a man. Like men do manly things and women do womanly things. But I think when men become so concerned with how women are treated, women are being, and how they're able to get certain things based upon who they are, it's not the financial. Like, I guess, I don't know. Like, it appears to me that men are saying, hey, look, we want to be treated like women. And it's not really making it a point to women. Like women are like the thing is, I understand this. Well, if I gotta go on a date and I gotta spend money, I want her to feel because y'all are trying to get women to see it from the point of view that y'all are trying to get it seen from. But it's not the same thing, right? We're women. We're all like no matter how much you try to get out of making money not really being a part of like a woman's overall makeup, like bro, like you really don't understand how women operate. Like women are not all of us, okay, some of us, right, but not all of us. A lot of us spend a lot of makeup, or excuse me, a lot of money on our image, right, in our appearance, right. um we do not necessarily we're not one of these women that are just going to settle for like if I do it for myself, right? I can't really see myself going out without. Like I could, but do I want to is a whole nother question. Okay. And if I can do what I'm doing for myself, it's very hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that the person that I'm choosing to build with, quote unquote, the person I'm choosing to have children with, quote unquote, cannot do the same. So, as a woman, okay, I'm not a woman that is going to stop wearing the makeup. I mean, I don't look much different without makeup, but I'm not going to stop wearing it just because a man feels like, oh, she should be natural. But really, that whole she should be natural thing is all about how much it costs, really, because he's thinking about how much he's got to spend out of his own pocket if he wants to keep this woman. That's all it is. But instead of saying, "Hey, look, I can't afford you," and or finding a girl that you can financially afford, you're trying to convince women of a certain stature once again that they should lower themselves and humble themselves to appease you because they don't how would you feel if you were on a date and you had to pay for the whole date type shit? That y'all, that ain't that reverse psychology. That ain't that specific attempt is going to backfire. All it tells women is that you're clearly not capable. And what it tells women is you're a liability, you are a bill. So when you're coming out openly saying that, you're saying, hey, red flag, stay away. Any woman that's willing to tolerate that, like I said, there are women who, women are proposing to men these days. Women are like really doing this for men right now. And I mean, okay. Shout out to them women, I guess, if that's how they choose to proceed. But for women of caliber, women who respect themselves, women who are going places and doing things, women who look good on a regular, right? Women who really have themselves together, that them women ain't really tolerating what these men are really talking about when it comes to this drizzle nonsense. Like, if you think that's a way, you may be able to worm your way into a relation. Like, let's say you're on a dating site and you meet a girl. A man is possibly able to, swindle her into paying for the date, right? But if she's wise, I mean, I don't know how much wise she is at that point, but if you're wiser or whatever, she may end up, I mean, to be honest, that's never going to lead to a second date if she's smart. I don't know how these men, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm not understanding the logic. Is the goal not to get the girl? Like, it's confusing. Is the objective to repel the girl or is it to get it? Because if it's to repel her, then just go about your day and, but if it's to get her, you're not moving in the direction of getting her. You're moving in the direction that moves further and further away from her. And she'd be a fool. If she's physically weakest, right? She'd be a fool to come close to you. That doesn't even make sense. You're not even in a position with the drizzle movement, in my opinion, is basically anti-woman. Officially, it has come out. I'm anti-woman. You have to be, because I don't like. And you think that that's proven a point to women, but all it's doing, like I said, the only point it's really proven is to stay away from you. That's really it. Unless there's a pick me out there, which there are. I know that they exist, who will really pay for everything you got. But for women of real, like, again, it defeats the purpose. Coming out with that movement, it doesn't, maybe to the weak woman, right? Maybe to the weak minded woman, it says, oh, well, maybe I got to pay for everything. But when her pockets bleed dry and she ain't got no money to put back in her pocket, she gonna learn. She gonna learn real quick. So, I don't know what the goal was with that. When I was watching the TikTok videos of them dudes talk about drizzle, and they going through what they would tell a woman or what they have told a woman, I'm just looking at them like, how, like, I don't know if they're joking. I don't know if they're serious. Because in my mind, it's like, it's kind of funny because it's like, how, Sway? Like, you could say all that, but I would think that in about 2.5 seconds of you trying to explain all that, you would have been hung up on. Like, I wouldn't even had the time to go through that conversation with you. Right? I would have been like, oh, click. Like, I wouldn't even, that would have been the wrap. That would have been the end of the first time you had to fix your mouth about some drizzle. Nope. Goodbye. We don't, I would have hella played. We don't do ebonics, or what is it? Ebonics around here. We don't do that kind of language around here, sir. Drizzle. Unless you drizzling on me and I'm not talking about stuff, I'm talking about money. Okay? So I don't really know what that's about, man. And I think that women need to really pay attention to those types of, again, conversations amongst men, because it really allows us to see something that's a little deeper that hasn't really been talked about or spoken about, right? That's just my personal opinion. It's a way of covering up for something else, right? That, in my opinion, is obviously there. If you're telling the world and you're able to come out and then the dude that did it, right? He had a in his voice, right? In his vocabulary. And in my mind, you know, I didn't know, because then I'm thinking, well, if you're a gay man, why do you care, right? So I don't know if this is like a joke or what, right? And I think it's fair for people who are like, is it serious or is it not? Because these dudes really seem like they're serious, but I just, as a woman, you're just like, well, how is this about to work? You know it's not. But again, you got pick me's and girls that don't know any better, and they will spend money on a man. I listen, trust me, I seen it. That's one woman I tell you now I cannot compete with. I've always said that my whole life. I cannot compete with a woman that spends her money on a man like that. I just can't, you know. If he ain't my, like, if we're not in a real committed relationship, right? And there's no real like foundation that you and I built, there's no reason I should be buying you a goddamn thing unless it's like a card, right? A balloon, right? Maybe you get sick and I care, so I'm gonna send some balloons, right? That stuff is like, okay, that's no biggie, right? My roommate got sick. Okay, he's my roommate. He paid most of the bills. I paid some of the bills. And when he got sick, I sent a card and some balloons to his room. That's it. I didn't send it. I dropped it off because it's cheaper that way. And to him, it was, oh, she cared so much. But in my mind, trust me, it was a balloon and a card. I feel like that's thoughtful. That's enough. I don't need to like, I'm not about to be spending no money on no man that ain't my man. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I can say that, now because I've gone through the experience enough to know better. Every now and then, let's say I wanted to eat at a particular pace, I would ask my roommate if he wanted to eat, and I would buy every now and then. A lot of times he wouldn't let me pay. He would just give me the money for his meal and then some of my meal most of the time. Every now and then I paid, like rarely, but my roommate was someone that I know cares about me. Like, I don't have to question it. And it wasn't even caring. It was just, hey, like, I'm looking out for you. I'm someone that's dependable, somebody that's loyal, things that I feel like uh, we don't necessarily get in today's society for women to be doing much for any man unless he really is showing her that he's he can honor her and use integrity, and protect her heart. Like, if he ain't really about shit, boy, I'd be one mad person for buying him shit. Like, I would feel stupid, especially in the times I'm broke. So I just stay away from that type of shit. I'm not the girl to be spending no money on no man. If the man chooses to spend money on me, cool, but I'm not the girl that's gonna be like, oh, you gotta spend money on me. But I wanna be clear, I am paying attention on what you spend money on, because cheap is cheap, right? So I do I pay attention to what you spend money on, and then I pay attention to your character. I would say that's about it. You know, you want to take me on a date? Be creative. That's it. It don't cost money to be creative. It don't. If you know how to turn a date into a cheesecake factory date, I ain't never heard of that before. But if you know how to take that type of date and turn it into something that's amazing, then kudos for you, right? But to be the one that's talking about a woman should be paying for your date, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm not seeing you getting too far with that, with that thought process. Like, good luck. Have fun with that. Unless you swindling a girl, and she don't know any better. But just coming out and being like, hey, you paying for the date, right? I want to live in that soft guy era. Like, bro, that's not gonna work for you. So I don't know if these men, and it's so funny to me because I be thinking like gay men support this, but I wonder if the intent is selfish. Like I wonder if it's, oh well, we support it because they see an opening, an opportunity, right? Because to me, that's like what a gay dude should be telling another dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. We gonna need some of y'all. I mean, actually, we don't need none of y'all to do nothing. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing because it's crazy. Y'all went from the passports to to now make it rain on me, my soft guy era. Okay. I'm telling you now that sci-fi era is not the same. Like women are not paying for men at the rate that women men are paying for women. Like this ain't my dime, okay? What is it? I think it's madam. Yeah, it ain't that, y'all. So, um, yeah, it's gonna be real interesting for men who, feel like this is how they about to live their dating lives, because it's enough. But hey, I support anybody who can get their hustle on at the end of the day. And if it's men coming up on women who are willing to pay, hey, women got to learn their lessons, bro, because they got to learn the hard way. Some of these women really have to learn the hard way, and I'm here all for it. I'm here for it. Those men need to be approaching those kinds of women. It's that simple. There are women out here who will do it. Go be with those kinds of women. Woman like me ain't paying for not a goddamn thing. If I'm paying for something, it's for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind paying for me, but I damn sure ain't paying for you. I'm just saying. So, I mean, take that what it is, but it is what it is. With that being said, let me know what y'all think about this movement in the comments. A part of me be wondering if they're just trolling or if it's a legitimate, you know, I don't see it going very far. So if it was a legitimate movement, good luck. Like all it's gonna do is separate men and women a hell of a lot further than what we are already divided as. So it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.